Hi everyone, Mel from Australia. Thank you for this group. I love being here. I love sharing ideas, giving and receiving ideas from you guys. There's so much inspiration when we share everything. This is my workstation, literally the back of a truck. So I thought I'd share with you guys how I do my journaling, where I store all my stuff. This is my paper dyeing station. So I have an old frying pan with this is all like just the coffee water. Usually I use the 3-liter jugs of milk, like the jugs of water, and then whatever coffee. Sit my paper out. So this is the big A3 paper. So like 2 A4 pages. And then I use various things to dry them on to get the texture. So this is an old gauze door, and then you get that really cool gauze pattern. Down here, this is wood. So you will get some wood timber patterns. Then I have this circular, it's out of an egg incubator. So they give you kind of like the honeycomb patterns, but more circular. I have heaps of paper that I got to dye. Always have heaps on hand. Sometimes I put it in like a little spray bottle to give you textures. So say once you've already dyed the paper, then you want a different texture, you can just like spray it on and it'll dry like that and give you something different. I have creepy dolls as well. I'm trying to get rid of that one, but she's still here. Then I have this section. I only picked this up recently. It was good for storage. Little pieces of paper that I dye. Mixed pieces that I have I don't know where to put. Broken book covers, which I'm sure I'll find another purpose for. I feel like I want to put this frame on the front of a journal. I haven't quite figured out how, so I'm just gonna hang on to that one. Anything broken out of books. So I have this like 1906 old prayer book. I just can't get rid of it yet. I'm gonna make something. Spines, I keep them. If I've broken a book, I'll keep them to make a bookmark or something like that. I have heaps of the center spines that you rip out. So when you rip a book out, I keep those as well. You can always make something. I just don't know yet. Here's all my condensed book covers. So I have heaps that I am yet to do. Some really cool covers from other books. Monte Cristo, I'm excited to do that one. I just haven't figured out what sort of theme I'm going to go with that. Big books, random papers. I have thick sort of cardboard that I'm kind of turning into like maps. So when I make like if I do a pirate theme, you can sort of like chuck a map in there as well. I collect big books. This is how I press. Like if I'm making, for example, I'm about to make a custom order. So I've made the cover. This one's again going to have one of the paper, the doilies, on the front. I use these big, heavy books to press them down. And I've got old calendars. Calendars have nice pictures. I hang on to them. Paper. These are all, I sell some of these on eBay. So I sell like 30-pack vintage papers or 65-pack of the condensed book pages. Then I have like all these mixed books that were already damaged. So I've ripped them all up and I'm going to use them. This Bible, I am afraid to do anything with yet. 1928. It's too nice. Like I can't. Not yet, anyway. More books that I've found along the way that I just sort of rip up if they're already damaged. I found these on Book Depository. So if you can jump on Book Depository, they're based in the UK. They ship anywhere. heaps of scrapbooking stuff. So this is a steampunk one. Lavender. It's pretty good. Obviously, the only thing I don't like is the white backing. So you'd have to, you know, kind of colour it or stain it. Antique maps. I like this one because it's double-sided and there's some really cool maps in there. Different colours too, whether like you like the darker textures, lighter textures. This one I like because it reminds me of like stained glass, medieval sort of look. There's some nice papers in there. They're double-sided as well. So yeah, book depository for those. Here's all my vintage music pages. I found a whole heap of them at an op shop for like $1 a book. So I took them all. Then I store all my little stuff in, because I'm in a container, there's mice through summer. Like we had all the rain, there's mice. So I like to keep things covered. Small papers, fussy cuts, real ephemera. I love postcards and old playing cards. If I can get my hands on them, I'll put them in there. And then that way I know that it's like I can add some real ephemera to the books to have that vintage feel, not just, you know, like the fake stuff that you get from Shine. Mini flip books. So any of my excess stuff I'll just make into like little books and then I can just chuck them in any one. Scraps. I never throw anything out. Envelopes, tags. Then I've got more premium A4 paper. So there's vellum in there as well. This sort of see-through thick stuff. Fake ephemera, so most of that would be like Shine or stuff that looks vintage. Then I have my dyed unlined paper. So they're all blank. I like art paper and yellow paper. The yellow kind of looks, or you know, like that sepia tone, the real old vintage tone. Because it's yellow, it already looks, once you dye it with coffee, you get like that yellow brown. Let's see if I've got any on top. So that's kind of how it comes out once you've dyed it. It already looks like vintage. Silk paper, book pages that I've already dyed, and then line paper. So composition books or any A4 books that I find that I'm not writing in, I'll just rip them up. Embossing, I don't really do embossing. I think I'm going to try and clear that out. Then we go right up to the top shelf. Mixed stuff. Then I have my A5, A6 paper, themes. I love steampunk, vagabond, Grand Bazaar, Moroccan style. Leathercraft, I do that occasionally. Things I want for my projects, so I'm not selling on eBay. Then I have a theme. So this is filled with like purple. I have not made a journal yet, but I think I have enough to probably make 5. So I should really get stuck into that. Then I have patterns. So if I go to a op shop, I try and grab as many of these as I can. I use the packets, or so like this is the pattern paper. I'll wrap my journals, I'll gift wrap them in this, or flatten them out and make them as pages. Fabric. So much, which I cannot throw. I have some leather pieces as well. Heaps. Filled to the brim of everything. Every kind of, fabric. I'm not really a sewer, so I got my mum to like sew some of the pieces, and I'll just make like little journals. Thick cardboard. If I'm making my own books, so I like the thicker stuff to make it more of a hard cover, and if you're putting fabric on them, it's a little more durable. A whole heap of tiny mini books that I'm making. I haven't finished them yet. I think I have about 50 various colors because they're all sample pieces of fabric. This is where I keep my big 12-inch by 12-inch, like the big cardstock. So I have a whole drawer. I don't really categorize it because there's too many styles or themes. So whenever I'm making something, I just jump in and go through and grab a selection. Here's some Shine stuff, stickers, tags, some stuff from Kmart. These stickers were from Kmart. They're pretty good for like botany, botanical journals. I know some people don't like Shine, but they do have some good stuff. I think I've got enough, so I don't really buy anymore. Ribbons, all the good old Moccona coffee jars come in handy. So I have fabric offcuts, ribbons, more like mini books, specimen tags. So they're actually like when you go to the club, if you buy raffle tickets, I just dye the raffle tickets and turn them into specimen tags. This is my desk at the moment. So some stuff that I've taken out for my Sherlock Holmes journal. I found these in book. Some fake stuff, some real stuff here. I was like, I feel like this is kind of detective-y, Sherlock-y. Offcuts, signatures, ready to go. Haven't got around to making books yet, so scraps, all my paper scraps. I will keep everything, and then eventually I will blend these. I'll find a cheap blender, blend them to pulp, and make my own paper. I don't know whether I'm going to buy the proper frame to make the paper or just get a gauze, apparently a gauze screen off a window, the window frame gauze. You could pulp it up and lay it on the paper and the water will drip out. And then you flip and put onto a towel and then you'll have a sheet of paper. So nothing goes to waste. I try and like use everything that I possibly can. And then that way you're recycling and making your own paper. And then actually like actual rubbish, which is usually empty most of the time. But yeah, so this is my full station. Here is some paper that I've got. This is an old bench top from a kitchen. So it's an offcut. And there's my paper. So it's literally just flattened out for days, however long I decide to leave it there. Stays there. Fabric samples. If I keep them in view, then I'm more likely to use them. I find sometimes if it's packed away, I forget about it. So I keep them there so I can see them. This is my happy place. Thank you for watching.